Okay, so get this, listeners. This deep dive is going to be a wild ride. We're talking potential scandal, shady construction, maybe even some financial misdealings.
And it all revolves around a homeowner's complaint filed with the Maryland Attorney General's office.
Right. We've got the complaint itself, a response from the AG's office, and what seems like a letter from other concerned homeowners.
It's a lot to unpack, but it gives us a pretty good picture of what's going on.
Exactly. And, we love to dig deep, so let's untangle this, shall we? Our story starts with a woman named Shawna Fredericks who bought a home in Baltimore.
Through a group called Historic East Baltimore Community Action Coalition, or HEBCAC for short.
HEBCAC, right. They were working with a developer, Eager Street Development, on this whole project.
And it looks like the project was focused on revitalizing a historic area.
Which is great and all, except Shauna's alleging in her complaint that she was promised a certain price reduction on her home.
Because the property qualified for a Maryland Historic Tax Credit.
Exactly. You familiar with how those work?
Sure, it's an incentive program to encourage developers to rehab historic properties.
So they get a tax break, and often those savings get passed down to the homeowner.
In theory, at least.
Right. But here's where it gets messy. Shauna's claiming HEBCAC might have inflated the value of her home to get a bigger tax credit for themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if that's true, it could mean Shauna's stuck with a mortgage that's way higher than it should be.
That's a serious accusation.
Yeah.
If they manipulated the property value like that, it throws the whole financial arrangement into question.
Exactly. And it really undermines the whole point of these tax credit programs.
Absolutely. These programs are designed to make it easier to restore these old buildings, not to mention make homeownership more affordable.
Right. And if developers are taking advantage of them, it hurts everyone involved.
Not to mention, if this is proven true, HTBSAC could be facing some serious legal trouble.
Okay, so we're already seeing some potential cracks in the foundation of this whole revitalization project. And get this, it gets even juicier, right? Because we also have this letter from other homeowners in the same development.
Oh, really? What are they saying?
Well, let me tell you, they are not happy. We're talking leaky roofs, fluid basements, the works.
Oh, no. Those are some serious issues.
Serious is an understatement. It's like a laundry list of everything that could go wrong with a new house.
And I'm guessing they tried to contact HEBCAC about these problems.
You bet they did. But according to this letter, HEBCAC and Eager Street have been totally MIA, like radio silence.
Wow. So not only are these homeowners dealing with these major repairs, but they're not getting any help from the people who are supposed to be fixing them.
Exactly. And to make matters worse, these homeowners, they're also suspicious about those construction costs.
You mean besides the whole inflating the value thing?
Besides that, yeah, they're saying the costs might have been inflated even more than that.
Like to line someone's pockets kind of thing?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're implying. And get this, they even bring up racial profiling in their letter. They feel like they've been treated differently by HEBCAC.
Oh, wow. That's a whole other layer to this.
Right. It's a lot, and it definitely adds another level of concern to this whole situation. I mean, this is supposed to be about revitalizing a community.
Yeah, not about taking advantage of people.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got some pretty serious accusations flying around here, but you also got your hands on the Attorney General's response, right?
Yeah, I do.
So what's the AG have to say about all of this?
Well, they're definitely aware of the complaints,
Yeah.
and they're looking into it.
Okay, that's something at least.
Right. And they've actually assigned a mediator to the case, Rebecca Zick.
Oh, okay. So maybe this won't have to go to court then.
That's usually the hope with mediation. It's a way to resolve these kinds of disputes without a drawn-out legal battle
And let's be honest, legal battles can be a huge headache.
for everyone involved.
Exactly. But it seems like the mediator, she's taking this whole thing pretty seriously, right? Because she actually requested even more records from you.
That's right. She sent me a formal request asking for any additional documentation that could be relevant.
Which makes sense, I guess, if she's really trying to get to the bottom of this. So it sounds like getting all those documents together is going to be pretty crucial for the mediator.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
It's like you said, those documents could really be a game changer in this whole thing.
Right. I mean, Rebecca, the mediator, she needs to see all the nitty-gritty details to figure out what really went down.
Exactly. We're talking contracts, financial records, emails, you name it.
Basically, anything that can back up these claims about inflated prices, or any wrongdoing.
Right, because at the end of the day, these types of situations often hinge on the paper trail.
Makes you think twice about holding on to every single receipt and document, huh?
It really does. But in all seriousness, it's about having that concrete evidence to support your case.
Absolutely. Well, we've covered a lot of ground here today. It started with what seemed like a straightforward homeowner complaint.
Yeah. And now it's like we've stumbled onto this whole web of potential fraud and discrimination.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. This whole thing just goes to show you that things aren't always what they seem.
That's for sure. And it really highlights how important it is for homeowners to do their research, before jumping into these kinds of agreements.
Oh, absolutely. Due diligence is key. You gotta read the fine print, ask tough questions, make sure you understand everything.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right.
Couldn't agree more. It's your hard-earned money and your future we're talking about here. But, it's not just on the homeowners.
You're right. The responsibility also falls on the regulatory bodies, the ones who are supposed to be overseeing these revitalization programs.
Totally. They need to step up and make sure these projects are actually benefiting the community, not just lining someone's pockets.
Exactly. We need more transparency, more accountability, and definitely more oversight.
Well said. And, while we wait to see what the mediator uncovers, I think this whole situation really highlights the importance of speaking out.
100%.
Right.
If Sean and those other homeowners hadn't come forward, who knows how long this might have gone on.
Exactly. They were brave enough to raise their voices, and now, hopefully, it'll lead to some real change.
I hope so too. It's all about creating a fairer, more transparent system for everyone involved.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, this deep dive has been quite a journey, wouldn't you say?
It really has. We've gone from leaky roofs to potential fraud. It's been a wild ride.
Tell me about it. But we couldn't have done it without our amazing listeners. So, to everyone tuning in, thank you.
A huge thank you from me as well. Your curiosity and your willingness to dig deeper into these important issues are what keeps us going.
And remember, keep those tips and those documents coming because you never know what we might uncover together.
Until next time.